Hello YouTube, it's Eric, back with another video. So, I actually have something I do want to talk about, just some thoughts to, radio's on, just some thoughts to share. Oh, that was not good. Anyway, just some thoughts I wanted to share while I'm on my way to the gym before work. And I also wanted to make this a sort of makeup for, God, my hoodie is nasty. I hate working in that place. Make up for the video yesterday that I made, which was kind of shitty and, like I said, very unstructured. But what I wanted to talk about is, on my Instagram, I follow the Center for Biological Diversity. And I was looking at their story today, and there was some more things happening. I can't really recite them exactly because it's like I don't know it word for word. Excuse me. But point is, there's more things happening in the legal house that are. Oh, I ate too fast. I apologize. There's more things happening in the legal house, so to speak, that is going to be doing things that could harm a lot of very, very endangered species, like in the Gulf of Mexico, for example, all because of oil and gas farming. So isn't that great? Also, you are in the cup holder again, if you guys couldn't figure that out already. Why? Because I'm on a bit of a time limit right now, so I just got to get going. So let's go on for a little ride and have another car thought talk. But anyway, my thoughts on this is I've always been passionate about preserving the natural world, not polluting the environment, things like that. And I do try I try my best. I do what I can. I'm not perfect. I'm trying to be a little more mindful. One of the things I've actually been wanting to do for a while, but I just haven't found like the motivation to do it, was to take my truck and go around with a bunch of garbage bags and gloves and everything else that I need, and go around my town, my local area, and pick up all the garbage that is on like the sidewalks, side of the road, wherever it may be. And the reason I want to do that is because I go around my town a good amount, and I still see like garbage, trash everywhere. And there was one night, this was a while ago, but there was one night I went to the park. It was late at night, nobody else was there. The park was technically closed, but I went anyway. And I went to this, what's it called? Not sure what it's called. Basically, it's like those things where it's just like the supports in the roof, and starts with a V. It's got a roof on it. It's got a bunch of benches. You can rent them out for like parties and stuff. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I hope so. But I remember going by one of those at my local park, which is across the street from me, and I saw garbage everywhere. The worst part is, the thing that pissed me off, there is a trash can at every single one of those like locations, those little rental things. What is it called? I mean, we call them VFWs here, but I don't know what they're actually called. But anyway, there's a garbage can usually at every one of those locations. And what I don't understand is the fact that instead of throwing it in the trash, these people, what it appeared to be, was that they just threw it on the ground or left it on the table, and it got blown everywhere by the wind. So I took it upon myself to pick up all that shit and throw it in the garbage can, and it angers me. It frustrates me so much. Oh, excuse me. It frustrates me so much because it's just laziness. I notice that people are in a rush to go nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I'll be on the road and I'll be driving, right? And I'm not saying I'm the greatest driver in the world, but I do try to drive how you are supposed to, drive. But I will see people, like, turn out in front of me really quick, or they'll, like, try to make a turn into traffic, and they'll, like, really slam on the gas or something. It's like we're in a rush to get everywhere, to the point that we just leave so much trash and everything behind because we're thinking about, I gotta get to my work shift right now, or something like that. I get it. I've been there. I've been at the point where it's like, oh crap, I'm gonna be late, I gotta go. I've been there. But I never let it get to the point where I'm just gonna leave an absolute mess everywhere for everyone else because I'm trying to get there a minute early or something. Like, it just seems ridiculous to me, but that's also, a little bit, that's kind of deviating from the point here. My point is, with us rushing and not thinking about anything, we're just causing more damage to everything around us, and that includes the environment. And with the whole, like, kind of on the brink of war situation going on, in the US at least, and the whole oil crisis and all that, because one of those, like, waterways, the delivery pathway is closed or something. I haven't looked into it fully, but I heard about that. It's just, like, there's other modes of transport, right? Me personally, I've been getting around on a bicycle almost my whole life, like since I was 18. My mom always taught me, if you cannot get a ride from someone, or myself, or whatever, that's what she said. If you can't get a ride from me or anyone else, then you gotta find a way to get yourself there if you can. Like, if it's not raining or anything. So, I always had a bike. Now, I went through a couple different bikes, but I have my car now, right? I still keep my bike. I don't really use it as much anymore, but I still keep my bike for times when I do need it. Kind of like yesterday, in my video, I mentioned that I had to... I mentioned in my video that I had to ride my bike to work, right? So it's just, basically what I'm getting at is, with this whole oil crisis and everything, there's a lot that I could tackle here. There's a lot. And what I'm really getting at is, I'm trailing off. I apologize. Like, with the whole gas thing going on, if we can't get gas, I just want people to know that there are other ways to get around. There's ways that you can ride a bike, you can, walk, you can ride a scooter. Not enough people do that. Not enough people do that. I have met people personally in my life, especially back in high school, that have said that, how am I going to get anywhere if I don't have my car? Walk, ride a bike, get an Uber, which is still a car, but it's not your car. Like, there's alternate modes of transport, right? And they don't all have to be automobiles. They don't all have to have a motor and move themselves, And riding a bike is really healthy also. So, my hair looks like ass. Riding a bike's really healthy, and it's also better for the environment. All these people are talking about, like, EVs and going green, electric vehicles, without realizing that the mining for those electric vehicles, the lithium batteries, is even worse for the environment than, or potentially even worse, than oil mining for gas. And although I'm not advocating oil mining for gas, like, it's still bad, if we could find a greener way to have cars that are also reliable and not going to explode on someone, I would absolutely go for that. But unfortunately, you just got to go for gas right now because nobody knows how to make EVs properly. They're always breaking. The resource harvesting for them is horrible for the environment, debatably even worse than oil mining and fossil fuel drilling. And if that wasn't enough, they're just unreliable. Like I said, they don't know how to build them right. They're just, exploding, or you hit something and it just stops working. Excuse me. I keep having I just ate not too long ago. So anyway, getting back on topic, we're destroying the environment around us, and it's a horrible thing that I was born in 2003, right? I've been passionate about this topic since I was a kid, since I was very young. I've always hated humans and humanity for that. I've hated the fact that collectively as a whole, we destroy everything around us, and we don't care because we're chasing profit. Profit that in the end doesn't mean anything, right? What does money get me? In the very end of it all, what does money get me, right? Sure, money can buy a lot of things, but the only reason that money has power is because we give it power. I saw a video the other day talking about how, I think it was either the senator or the government, whatever it was. This guy was talking about how we could overthrow the government. And he's not even talking about riots or anything. He's just saying if we just stop doing things, right? He's not talking about riots and destruction, chaos and all that. He's talking about stop giving them power. And he said something that still sticks with me to this day. He said, God damn it, why am I forgetting? I'm getting distracted looking at people. He said that, like, the people in power just manage power, but the people, us, me and you, are the power, right? We give them power. We are the power. We have the power. It was always a thing with our country, the U.S., that if the people were to have a government as their power and, managing everything, which we do, that we would have to overthrow it every certain amount of time to keep it from becoming too powerful and too tyrannical. Now, however they meant that, I'm not entirely sure. They could have meant go to war with the government. They could have meant destroy everything. They could have meant stop, supporting it. Whatever it may be. But we are long past due that time, and everyone is too chicken shit to actually do anything. So, I guess what I'm saying is if we want to save the environment, and we want to also take away power from the government that's been abusing us for who knows how long and draining us of all our money and finding ways to make things worse for us. Like, look at products now, for example. Everything is made fast and cheap because everyone wants things now. Amazon same-day shipping. UPS, USPS, overnight shipping. Whatever it may be. God, my hair looks awful. Whatever it may be. We keep wanting things now. And I actually kind of blame the internet for that. The internet, everything's fast, right? Everything is fast on the internet. Think about it. When the internet was new, it was really slow. Parents were like, I'd rather go outside than wait for the Google page to load for the next 3 hours. Or, well, more our grandparents. And then our parents were like, it's faster, but it's still slow. And then we were growing up, like the Gen X, Gen Z generation. It was like, it got faster and it was kind of nice, but, it still wasn't exactly the end-all be-all. Nowadays, the internet is the end-all be-all. It's everything. And everything moves fast. It just keeps going and going and going. You post a meme, you post a video, you talk about a certain subject, and all of a sudden, it's just, how do I word it? You post stuff like that, and everyone's talking about it for like a week, and then it's forgotten, right? And I think that's the problem. I think attention spans have become so short because of mass use of the internet that we don't focus on things that matter anymore because we're used to things just moving on really quickly and forgetting about it. And, sorry, I apologize. The problem with that is the fact that when you move on from it, you're telling all the people who you don't want to be doing certain things that we will forget about it. We will forget about it. We're not going to care anymore. We're going to give up. Don't stop giving up. Don't let up. Think about it like someone put it online, and I'm going to say the same example. Think about it like the Epstein files. We kept bothering them. We didn't shut up. We kept asking them, release the files, release the files. They would try to, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this over here. Look what's happening. No, release the fucking files. And you know what happened? They released the files. That is just more proof that the people have a lot more power than we want to think we do. We think we're powerless because we're told the government is extremely powerful. The government's powerful because of us, right? Now, what I mean earlier when I said stop doing things, let's say you... How can I explain it? I guess we'll look at it from a business standpoint. Support small creators, right? Support small-time businesses and creators. If you keep going to things like, say, Walmart and buying all your groceries, or not all your groceries, but like all your, say, your clothes from there, right? You're just telling them that we don't care about what prices you set anything. We will keep buying. We will keep consuming. We will keep taking and giving you money, right? You're telling them that. And I'm sure people know this, but they keep doing it anyway. If you are able to, if there's a thrift shop, a thrift store around you, if there is like a small mom and pop shop, if there's anything where it's like not a chain, buy from there. Because the more people that stop going to these big time corporations that have been milking us dry of everything at the cost of us as well as the environment around us, for years, for decades, possibly for centuries, then they will eventually lose power. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. I mean, look at what's happening with dealerships. People are looking at the prices of new cars now. They're not buying them. People are like, my car. My car's as old as I am. Okay? I got it from my mom's coworker, as I stated. And it still runs. It still drives. Do I want to replace it? Yes. I don't want this thing anymore. Am I going to buy a new car? Absolutely the hell not. I'm going to buy another like 10, 15-year-old car because it's kind of like a form of recycling. It's better for the environment than just getting new stuff and having them have to spend more resources to build more cars. When we have other older cars that are still perfectly able to be used even for a short time while we have them. I guess what I'm getting at is we're not thinking, we're not being smart with the way that we could be doing things as the people. Because we're long past the point of peaceful protest. We're long past the point of petitions, peaceful protest, rallies. We're past that. We've tried that since what? 2020? 2019? And where has it gotten us? The state of the world is even worse now. We need to get angry. The only way that we are going to get actual change is if we get pissed off and we show them we're pissed off. That's how I view it, all right? We need to show them we're angry and you are the reason we are angry. Not you, but like the people in power, right? Because as far as they understand with the way we keep consuming, the way that we talk about save the environment and, you know, bring down oil prices, bring down gas prices, bring down grocery prices, but we're not actually doing anything to change it. Like, we're not showing them that we actually care about the cause. We're showing them that we want to speak about the cause to sound good, but we're not actually going to do anything to force them to change that. And that's why the government like has so much power and just ignores everything we do. That's why when we say don't do this, they do it anyway, because they're basically looking at us like, well, are you going to stop us? And then nobody stops us. Remember back in like, I think it was either 2018 or 2019 when everyone was like, storm Area 51. And thousands of people signed that petition. How many showed up? Like a couple hundred. How many people actually decided to storm it and do anything? No one. One guy tried. He tried jumping over the fence and he got shot and got killed, which I think was silly. Not silly that he died. I'm not saying that. I think it's silly that everyone tried to storm Area 51 when I don't think that should be our focus, especially since it's a military base and a lot of the people that went there are completely unarmed and, you know, didn't even have any sort of training or anything. I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, like, see how many people backed out of that and just didn't do anything. Whether some situation happened, circumstances came up, they had to go to work, they couldn't take the day off, couldn't fly out there, whatever. You know, maybe they misunderstood the assignment. Point is, like, what time is it? I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. Anyway, the point is, we need to make a change, right? And especially for the environment around us, because so many things are destroying it. Find ways to be greener, right? Recycle. You want to get a new car. Don't go to a dealership, right? Get a car from your grandpa. Get a car from your friend's grandpa. Get a car from your friend. Get a hand-me-down from your neighbor. Whatever it is. You know, learn to fix it up. If you can't learn, like if cars aren't your thing, take it to a shop, right? Maybe you don't have the money, but as long as it drives and it can go from point A to point B without spontaneously combusting, then use the car. It's a better way to recycle vehicles. And it saves the environment because instead of them having to spend resources and, other money on building more cars because people are buying newer, being told that newer is better, when in a lot of things nowadays in 2026, newer is not better. They're just telling you that so that way you give them more money. It's better overall, right? And I'm not saying you have to get like a 50, 60-year-old car. I mean, good luck finding one. And if someone is selling it, it's probably not working. But get like a 10-year-old car, 15-year-old car, 20-year-old car, right? I'm driving a 23-year-old car. As I said already, it's as old as me, right? It still works. It still drives. I want to replace it, but I'm thinking it might be better just to drive it until the fucking wheels fall off. Why? Because that's going to be better for the environment, and it's also going to be better for my wallet in the long run. Now, granted, it's terrible on gas. It's a truck. Of course it's going to be. But it still works, right? I'm not spending thousands on gas. I'm spending 50 to 60 a week. I'm spending thousands on a new car. But anyway, other ways you can do it. Go around your town. Bring a bag, kind of like what I got in the back. Get a bag, a reusable bag, and pick up all the garbage and stuff. Get some disposable gloves, or preferably reusable gloves that you don't mind getting dirtied up. And, pick up the garbage, throw it in the back of your truck bed, throw it in your trunk or whatever. Bring it over to a recycling plant or something like that, waste management. If you don't have one, put it in a dumpster that waste management deals with. And that way you can do your kind of do your part a little bit. You want to go somewhere, it's your day off, you're not in a rush, it's not too cold out, weather conditions aren't bad, take a bike. You don't have to drive. Take a bike. If it's within a reasonable distance, like 2 to 3 miles, and there's not too much uphill, like I said, no bad weather conditions, take a bike. That uses no emissions, creates no emissions, no gas. It is completely green, right? And it's also healthy. It's good for you. It's cardio. It helps your heart, which is cardiovascular disease and heart attacks are the #1 killers in the U.S. Be healthy, right? Use the bike. Use the damn bike. They're also really cheap. And by riding your bike more, you're not using your car as much, which means you're not wearing it down as bad, which means your car will last even longer because it's not getting worn out as fast. There's just ways that we could do these things. We could take power from those in power by just not doing certain things they want us to do. Like they want us all to buy EVs. The problem with that, EVs are horrible on the environment, not when driving them, but when creating them. And if more people get those, with more people buying newer, they're going to have to create more, which causes more damage. When you could just get an electric bicycle, or just get a normal non-electric bicycle, preferably. There's so many things we could do to help the environment around us, help the species around us too. The reason that species are being destroyed is because of profit. It's corporate profit. They're trying to get rid of all these restrictions that protect these endangered species and these habitats. And we've seen in history countless times about how even the loss of one species, especially a keystone species, can destroy its own habitat and the habitats surrounding it, as well as affect all the species around it. It's a complete domino effect. And yet we don't care. We don't learn because we're chasing, I say we, but I mean corporate is chasing meaningless profit. If you die, what is money going to get you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Money gets you nowhere, right? And in the very, very end of it all, money is nothing. And, my coworker, he put it right. Money isn't real. It's not real. In the sense that money is only a currency, and it's only valuable because people keep using it and giving it value. My mom's husband, he says that we should go back to bartering, which is basically where you have something that I need, I have something that you need, let's trade. Say you needed a jack stand for your car. I have a jack stand I don't use anymore, but you have, I don't know, a basket that I need for harvesting my crops or something, right? You have that, I want that. I have a jack stand, you have a jack stand. So we trade. That's bartering. It makes sense. You have something that is of personal value and need to the other person, and they also have something of personal value and need to you. It's also a sense of recycling, because you can, like, instead of them just throwing it out and getting a new one, you can reuse it now, and they could replace it. So nothing really went to waste all that much. The other thing is, to help the environment, don't throw so much things out. Don't throw so many things out. Try to repurpose stuff. Like, you like mason jars. I like mason jars. Why? Because if I really wanted to, I could put a plant in them, right? I could grab a mason jar and just put, like, a plant in them, grow something. I could put pens in there. Instead of throwing it out, creating garbage, and then having to go to the store and buy a plastic cup or something, or, excuse me, I keep having, like, a bit of, like, hiccups. Going to the store and buying, like, a plastic cup to put pencils in or something like that. Like, I could just repurpose the mason jar. I used to grab, like, these sauce jars that I'd make when I made pasta, and I would wash them out, and I'd reuse them for a while. I was growing plants for a little bit in that. I don't have those plants anymore, but ultimately I still repurposed it. I found a way to use my garbage effectively. So my point is, we need to think more. As a collective people, we need to think more, because we keep saying that change needs to happen, and we're expecting the people who we say we think have the power to make that change to do the change. But the way they see it, that doesn't get them money. That doesn't give them profits. That doesn't give them power to, like, manipulate us and get us to do things like that they want us to do for their benefit and for our detriment, right? We need to start doing things, taking action ourselves. It seems stupid. Picking up that little garbage on the side of the road, that doesn't seem to matter much. But if you do it and someone else sees that, they might get it in their head, you know what, that was a good cause. I might start doing that. It could happen. I was going home one day and I saw a garbage bag in the grass by the sidewalk, on my street. I was like, are you kidding me? Someone just left a garbage bag just sitting there. Full-size garbage bag, completely full of trash. So I left it in case there was a reason it was there, or maybe someone was going to come grab it. But the next night, I was coming home from work and I saw it. I passed it, and I was thinking in my head, you know what? I'm not just going to let it sit there. So I circled back, I grabbed it, I threw it in my back seat, I went home, threw it in the dumpster. Why? Because who else was going to do it? So I guess my point is, take action. Think about how little things can make such a big change. Support small businesses and small creators. Support handcrafted, biodegradable ingredients. Well, that too. But products that aren't going to, like, be around for longer than the next 3 generations, like plastic will, or something like that. And then, like, try to get reusable stuff. Like, I got this cup here. It's plastic, but it's reusable, right? So, you know how much money I spend on water? 0. I spend nothing on water. I don't get bottled water. And the reason I don't is because this in here, that's a filter. So I'm already drinking filtered water. And I usually get this water from fountains that are already filtered. So it's even double filtered, right? And I save so much money instead of having to buy water bottles and packs of that every day. So even though this is plastic and I wish it wasn't plastic, I'm using a lot less plastic than someone who gets 24 packs of plastic water bottles every day, drinking those and tossing those out. It's things like that that make a difference. The other thing is, the environment. Be mindful. Understand what species in your area actually play an important role. There are very, 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 very few species of animals in this world, on this planet, that serve almost no function to anything. And even down to the smallest of insects can make a difference. Like, I saw an ant at work the other day. Just a little tiny ant. Did I crush it? No, I left it. Because what reason would I have to crush it? He was just doing his thing. Ant was just doing his little ant thing, just crawling around on the table. I had no food that he could eat. What was he going to do, right? He's not hurting me. It's things like that, you know, being mindful. I just wanted to say this because I'm seeing a lot of things online about the world going to turmoil, just everything being absolute, like, corporatism garbage. You know, that's why I make these videos, so I can share my thoughts and discuss things that are important to me and hopefully encourage people. Because, like I said, this channel was a bit of a project of mine, just like a kind of personal project to just, like, record myself and have memories of myself. And also for my friends and family. But it was also a way to encourage people to make change, to be themselves, you know? And that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to encourage people to make a change and be the change, right? This video is probably not going to blow up. It's probably not going to get hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of views. I doubt it. Maybe my channel gets big in the future and people see this. Who knows? But as long as even one person sees it, one person, and maybe this gets them, this like half an hour long video gets them to think, you know, I had a point, and maybe they think I should do something too, then I'm happy. Then I am happy, because that means that the point of this video got across, and it made it. Anyway, I got to get into the gym. I already killed a lot of time, and I'm trying to do that before I start work. So, yeah, be mindful, respect the wildlife around you, think about any garbage that you could recycle. If you can't recycle or reuse it or repurpose it, then at least try to, you know, hold on to it as long as you can until you can find somewhere that can recycle it or sort it and organize it accordingly, such as a dumpster by Waste Management. You know, like little things make a change. Little things matter, okay? This video is already too long, so with nothing left to say, have a great night.